Well, Darcel, why is it that few of us realize our potential in life?
Well, basically, that's because we have fears and limiting beliefs, a lot of us have, and that's what sometimes holds us back. I think that ways to get around that is just really facing your fears and just moving forward and hitting them straight on.
And you really talk about your personal experience.
Yes.
You write articles for vividlife.me. We
Yes,
had
I do,
the founder on, Shane Travis,
Yeah.
talking about
He's great.
vividlife.me. And so in this particular article, you talk about 5 steps to climbing new heights.
Yes.
And so for you, this was really a personal story. I mean, you're a mentor, you're an author, you help
Yes.
individuals out there succeed in life. But tell us about your personal story, about how you climbed a new height.
Well, it's funny because this article was actually one of the few that I've ever written that touched on my own personal story. So it was interesting that we picked up on that. And basically, I had some traumatic things happen in my own life and made the decision that I needed to get away, but not run away. And so what I did was I decided, and it made sense to me at the time, it made sense to nobody else, but I decided to go hiking on my own for 7 days. And so that's what I did. I packed up and took off in the middle of nowhere for 7 days. So
I still can't believe that you did this, and you're here to tell the tale. I think this is
Yeah.
this is great that nothing happened to you, and that you were able to tell the tale. But
Yeah.
I think, you know, I could never do something like what you did, because I'd be thinking the first night that I'm alone in a tent, sleeping there, hearing noises, every single swear word you could think of would come out of my mouth, thinking, am I crazy? What am I doing here all by myself? Something could happen to me. Did any of that ever cross your mind?
Well, definitely it did, and especially the first night it was a little tough. But you know, I had been doing this for many years, so I was an experienced hiker. But being on your own is completely different. So the first night was a little bit restless, you know, but as time went on, and you know, I met so many great people on the trails and just really experienced a lot. And part of the time was also in the town of Bangor, Maine, so I met a lot of great fellow hikers and things like that. So really, even though I was out there in the middle of nowhere, I felt surrounded by people. So it was really good.
And what did this experience, I mean, it obviously changed your life.
Yes.
What did it tell you about yourself?
It just really, it was a journey of self-discovery, and it really made me get more confidence in myself and really helped me push myself and realize that I was able to do so much more than I had thought before. And like I said, going through that traumatic experience, you know, there was a lot of self-doubt, and after doing this and, you know, and really climbing mountains that, you know, are tough on a good day, and doing it on my own was really gratifying, and it really led me to know that I could accomplish anything. And so that's why I wanted to let other people know that they can do the same thing.
Absolutely.
So,
and I want to read a quote, because you have this quote from Thomas Edison. He once said, if we all did the things we are capable of, we would astound ourselves. But do we know what we are capable of?
Well, and that's what I talk about a lot in when I'm mentoring is how to find your purpose, and that's what everybody is searching for. We're all looking for, do we know what we're good at? And so what I do is help people really discover their brilliance and figure out what that is for themselves.
We love people like you.
Yeah.
Because you want to, I mean, we're so boggled down with our everyday life that we just sometimes feel like we're drowning, and we can't get out, we can't get a breath of air, and we can't do really what we want to do. So it's nice when somebody can step in and say, look, here are some questions you need to ask yourself. And once we get the answers, you will know if you truly are living your life. So you say, steps to climbing new heights in life. First thing, choices.
Yes. Basically, that's about, we have choices that we can make, and that will lead us into discovering what that brilliance is. There's a lot of times where people limit themselves, and that's where that limiting belief comes into play. You know, if I just said, oh, well, I'm never going to be able to climb that mountain, I'm not going to move forward, I would have never gotten to the other side. And so I wouldn't have known that I could have achieved that on my own. So what I like to tell people is, you know, you need to discover what it is that you're good at, and that make a choice that is what you're going to focus on, and push yourself to achieve success that you deserve.
Okay, so you say find something that you're good at. How do you know what you're good at? What if you like doing 10 different things? I guess, would it be people telling you, oh, you know, you're really good at doing that, and then it would sort of stick and you think, okay, and I enjoy doing that?
For sure. Some of that is what other people say. You know, if they say, oh, well, I'm an organized person, you always seem to have your stuff together. Well, then I know that one of my strengths is being organized. And then some of it is just the things that you do that you lose time in. things that you really enjoy. So some of it can be work related, some of it may not be work related, but in the end you can take that skill or that brilliance and turn it into work. Or, I mean, I do a lot of work with small business people and entrepreneurs. So I say, well, take that, you know, and use that in your business, because there's a way to use it. So,
that's great. I
yeah.
enjoy watching TV 24 hours a day.
There
There's my thing. Okay, the next one you say is patience.
Right. It's basically about having patience. And especially when you're an entrepreneur, there's a lack of patience. And so that's one of the things that we have to learn, is that, you know, things take time. It takes time to develop a business. And, you know, it's really about having the patience to see it through and knowing that you're usually right on the cuff of that amazing experience. And that's been my experience over the years, for sure.
Okay, so if you have a new business, don't expect to make 100,000 in the first 2 weeks.
That's right. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, have
necessarily.
patience. Okay, give up to stride along, or move along, right?
Move along. Yeah, it's moving forward. So basically, when people are looking at you know, what type of success that they want for themselves, you have to realize that sometimes you have to make room for that, and that's what that's referring to. So you're giving up something in order to move forward with what you really are meant to achieve in your own life, right? So it's basically, if I want to be a mentor for people, well, I have to make sure that I'm getting rid of, you know, which happened to me, which was another business that I had for 10 years. I had to give that up in order to do what I was really, truly passionate about.
I was just going to say, was that hard to do? But I would think yes and no, because if you're passionate about what you're doing now.
Yeah, well, a lot of times people are passionate about things, but they're scared to give it up. I've worked in, you know, all different types of industries. So I've worked with people who have worked for a company for 25 years and they're not willing to give it up, even though they don't like it. You know, it's not what their brilliance is. So that's the thing that I'd like to see change for people. And I know that right now, you know, there's so many small businesses that are starting up, especially in Canada right now, and that's because people are tapping into that. They're saying, wait, there's more out there to life, and I want to find out what it is. So.
And do you think a lot of us don't really do what we're supposed to be doing, and we're being limited because we're so comfortable at what we're doing that we just don't want to have to go out of that comfort zone? Yeah,
I definitely think so, and I think that the fears is where that comes into play. You know, people are just not willing to take that risk. And like I said, usually it's, you know, it's only one little baby step, and that's what I actually write about. And it's one little baby step that you need to take in order to achieve that next step, and then you're there.
And last but not least, reaching your potential.
Yes, I think that there's so many opportunities for people to actually reach their potential and move forward. They just need to get that support, have mentors, have, you know, partners that can help them. But that people need to know that it's there right in them, and that if they just take that one little step forward, then that's what's going to help them, bring them to that goal. And just help them reach the potential that they need.
And is that, Darcel, where the problem solving comes in, when you've got that great support system behind you of family and friends, and looking at that plan and saying, okay, it's all going to work out?
Exactly. And being a problem solver helps, and some people aren't problem solvers, so that's where they hire people like myself, or, you know, they have their friends that can help them solve the problem to figure out, you know, what's going to help me reach that goal that I want to do. You know, if it's starting a new business, or if you're in an existing business and you just want to increase your profitability, there's, you know, you need to go step by step through certain things in order to establish what are the things that may be limiting you, because sometimes it's not limiting beliefs. It could be just, you know, you're in the wrong location for your business, right? So it's just a matter of moving those things forward, working through them, and to reach your potential.
And the great thing about it is there's a whole world out there that we can experience. And like I said, going back to your story, you got to experience, because had you not taken this trip, had you not climbed the mountain, you would never see how beautiful it is on the other side.
Exactly.
Where so many of us will say, oh, I don't care. But we're missing out on life, and we've got to be able to take that chance.
Exactly. You have to get out there and experience life, and that's what I did. I had really good experiences on that trip. I had some really, you know, interesting incidences on that trip, and it just led me to understand that, you know, this is what life is really about. It's about good and bad. But it's about balancing it all out and realizing that everybody has that potential in them. It's not just me. It's not just, you know, the person next to you. It's really, you truly have it in you to become successful. It's just a matter of working through those steps.
And are you seeing more people coming to you now? I mean, especially at this time where, you know, things used to be rough. We're just slowly getting out of it with the economy.
Yeah.
And, you know, people have lost jobs. People are looking for new careers right now, but are scared at the same time.
Yeah, of course. It's a great opportunity right now to help people. There's so many people out there, like you say, that have either just lost their job or they're looking for something different. They're not satisfied. You know, they know that that purpose is in them. They're just not sure, you know, how to access it. So that's what I do, is help people really realize their potential, realize what they want to achieve in life, and do my best to help them, you know, get that success.
Well, Darcel, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
in, and these are great steps for all of us so that we can climb to new heights and see what our potential really is. Thank you so much.
That's great. Thank you.